But I did lasagna from scratch. Obviously, you guys know I did the pasta from scratch, the lasagna sheets from scratch, our garlic knots, attempted garlic knots, and then Caesar dressing for our romaine today. I've got my little lasagna piece back here. Look at that. My very buttery garlic knots, attempted garlic knots. This is the perfect lasagna dinner. And I try to put ricotta in my lasagna, you guys. And the verdict is I still don't like it. All right, you guys, let's jump right into it. You guys already know I've done this pasta before, but I'm going to show you guys again. I will have the recipe linked in the description as always. And like I said, I do it in a mixer because I feel like it's easier for me. I don't need to. You can always do this by hand, which it would basically be like dumping your flour out and creating a well and putting your eggs in the middle of the well and then getting a fork and just slowly incorporating it. And you guys know that I'm going to weigh everything out. I feel like when you weigh things out, it's a lot more precise, a lot more consistent, and it just comes out better in my personal opinion. But you don't have to weigh it out if you don't want to. But anyway, after I weigh that out, I dump the flour in my mixer and then I add my eggs in one at a time so that it can slowly start to incorporate and I'm not just dumping it in and making a big mess. So after it's all incorporated, it's going to look something like this. Very, very crumbly, very shaggy. But then we're going to work it with our hands. And I worked this with my hands. I was actually working this with my hands for, I want to say about 10 minutes. My shoulders and my arms were so sore. But anyway, I'm going to work this dough. I'm going to knead this dough for another 10 minutes until it has a smooth top. It's going to look very rough. And the reason why I do this is because I feel like the drier the dough is, the harder it is to work. The more you work the gluten, the better it comes out in the long run when you cook it. So it's not sticky and mushy and has that really mushy taste. I'm going for a pasta that doesn't taste like fresh pasta, but just like really good pasta, if that makes sense. That probably doesn't make sense. But anyway, after I'm done kneading it, it's going to be very rough on the inside, but smooth on the outside. And that's perfect because I'm going to actually let this sit overnight. You don't have to do that. You can just let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour in your fridge. And then I'm going to start on my lasagna sauce. In my opinion, this was the star of the show. It has so many layers. It has so many layers of flavor. It was just so good. So I'm going to be cutting up a mirepoix, which is basically celery, carrots, and onion. I always feel like that adds just another depth of flavor. It's not like in your face, but it just adds another layer of flavor. Like, you know, we're building the flavors. And then I'm going to blitz that in my little food processor until, I mean, it's fairly chopped up. And then I'm going to grind my meat. I didn't show you guys very much. I just thought I know. Okay, and don't judge me with my camera angles. I don't know what I was doing here. I was trying to show you guys that I did grind my own meat very quickly. I did a half pork shoulder, and half chuck roast. And I think it came out perfect. I am actually so obsessed with grinding my own meat now because the consistency just comes out a lot better. So after I'm done grinding that up, I'm gonna dump that in there along with my seasonings. I did a mixture of Italian seasoning and sausage seasoning, so the seasonings that you would find in a sausage, because I was using pork, so I wanted the seasonings for the pork and then also just Italian seasonings. After I add my seasonings, I'm going to add my mirepoix mixture and I'm going to cook that until it's translucent. Throw in my garlic, and then I'm going to throw in some San Marzano tomatoes. They're a lot sweeter, and so those are my personal preference. And then I'm going to be throwing in some beef stock, which adds another level of flavor, you guys. It was so good. I didn't want it to be extremely tomatoey. I also wanted it to be kind of beefy. And then I'm just going to get my little potato masher and I'm going to mash those tomatoes down. And then I'm going to throw in 2 huge, I'm going to say about 1/4 cup of tomato paste, because I would have thrown it in at the beginning, but I forgot, so whatever. I threw it in about 1/4 cup of tomato paste, and that just adds another layer of flavor. And so I'm going to let that simmer, and I let it go for about 5 hours because I told you guys I forgot it, but I think about 2 to 3 hours you're in the safe zone, because you have to let those flavors develop, you guys. I know you're gonna be like, oh, that's too long, and you can make it in about 30 minutes. It just won't have the depth of flavor that mine had. So if you're okay with that, that is totally fine with me. So after that, I am going to make the ricotta mixture. I said it in the beginning, I'm gonna say it again. I did not like this mixture, and I did not like the ricotta in my lasagna, but that's okay. I'm still gonna show you guys anyway because it was good. I just didn't like it together. It wasn't bad. So, but if you like ricotta in your lasagna, definitely do this because the mixture was good. So now I'm going to start rolling out my pasta. This does make 2 pounds of pasta, I believe. I'm gonna say like 2.5 pounds. I'm gonna roll it out as thin as I can so that when I put it in my machine, it doesn't break my machine trying to flatten it out. So I'm gonna run it on the highest setting, which is 10 for mine, and I'm gonna run it through 2 times. And then I'm going to cut them individually because I'm making lasagna. So I'm gonna, after I'm done running it on a level 10, I'm gonna cut them to the size of lasagna I want. I'm gonna run it through the pasta machine again on a level 3. I didn't want it to be too thick or too thin. Obviously you can do this all by hand. It'll take you a little bit more time. That's why I make my pasta a little bit more drier, because I know that it's going to be going through a pasta machine, so I don't really have to worry about putting too much work into rolling it. I'm going to put it in some boiling water. I'm going to do this for about 2 to 3 minutes. We don't want to cook it all the way through, right? We just want to get it al dente so that when it cooks again for a second time, it's absolutely perfect and slices like butter. That's exactly what it was, you guys. These lasagna sheets were so perfect. They were so beautiful in this pasta. I was absolutely obsessed with this. Watching it back, I'm just like so hungry. I want it again. And then I'm gonna build this lasagna. I'm gonna do a little bit at the bottom, and then I'm gonna put some more on my pasta sheets. I ended up adding a little bit more to this layer because I feel like I didn't put enough. And then I'm going to add my mozzarella cheese. A tip for you guys, I really recommend getting the slices from the deli, whatever deli you go to, because it makes it that much more cheesier. But you don't have to do that. You can just get regular bags of mozzarella. I think I used about 1.5 pounds of cheese. It was so cheesy. I'm gonna put the ricotta layer right here because like I said, I'm not a big fan of ricotta, so I just wanted a very small layer of it. It still turned out that I just don't like it, but that's okay because if you do, you'll love this. And then after I add that small layer, I just continue building it. And when I get to the very top, I sprinkle some parm on it. And then I'm going to put a sheet tray over it. I didn't want to put foil because if you put foil on it and you stack it all the way to the top like I did, your cheese will just stick to the foil and make a mess. So I put the sheet tray over it, and then I put it in the oven for 20 minutes, and then I took it off, and then I turned up the heat to like 425 for 15 minutes. The layers in here were absolutely perfect. It was like you just got everything in every single bite, and it was beautiful. I'm actually obsessed with this. So now I'm going to jump into making Caesar dressing. Now, I've told you guys before, this is my go-to Caesar dressing. It is absolutely perfect. If you're looking for restaurant style Caesar dressing, this is it. I'm gonna put my eggs, garlic, Dijon, my lemon juice, then I'm gonna turn it on and I'm going to slowly drizzle my oil, my canola oil. You want to use a neutral oil. You don't want to use anything like olive oil, coconut oil. It'll just take on that flavor, and that's not the flavor we're going for. So you want to use a neutral oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, and I'm going to slowly drizzle it in. This is how you would make mayonnaise without the garlic and the mustard. But we're going to slowly drizzle that in, and once it just starts to combine, then I go a little faster so you don't have to like slowly drizzle it in the whole time. I do about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of oil depending on how thick you want it. I'm going to put 1/4 cup of Parmesan in there, and then anchovies. And I know what you're saying, no, the anchovies are gross. No, you need the anchovies. That's what makes this recipe super legit. And then I'm going to do some pepper, and I put Worcestershire in here, although I did not show you guys that because it just adds bite. I love a Caesar dressing that has a lot of bite. So if you're looking for a good Caesar dressing with a lot of bite to it and it's just like so creamy and dreamy, this is the one for you. I'm going to put down the recipe in the description. And then after I make that, I let it sit for 30 minutes because anytime you let something sit and develop flavors, it just is so much better. And then I'm going to cut my romaine, and I'm going to drizzle my Caesar and some extra parm. I would put croutons, I would have put bacon and all that stuff, but I didn't want to do too much with this. I wanted to be more simple. And honestly, the dressing really speaks for the salad. You don't need very much after the dressing. Then I'm going to show you guys how to quickly do the garlic knots. I'm not going to go over the whole recipe with you guys because I actually did not have the footage of me putting the ingredients together, but I will still have the recipe linked down below. But I'm just basically going to be doing my garlic knots. Pretty self-explanatory. These were so sweet and just, they were like pull aparty. Like as soon as I got them out of the oven, you just pull them apart and they were just so perfect. And then I'm gonna make my garlic butter for it really quickly, super simple, which will also be linked down. And then after I combine all of those ingredients, I pop it into the microwave for about 30 seconds to cook the garlic a little bit because I don't want just raw garlic. And then I dump them and toss them with that and a little bit of parm, and it was perfect, you guys. That is it. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. And if you guys are still here, leave me some bread emojis. Thank you guys for watching the recipe part, and I'll see you in the mukbang part. All right, you guys, I'm back. So I've got my fork and my knife today because we are doing lasagna. Yeah, I thought I'd do lasagna, take it easy, although it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy doing it because it took me, I feel like, forever to put this together. But I did lasagna from scratch. Obviously, you guys know I did the pasta from scratch, the lasagna sheets from scratch, our garlic knots, attempted garlic knots, and then Caesar dressing for our romaine today. But I'm gonna start getting into making my own cheeses real soon, so you guys better watch out. But today, I'm ready to dig in. I'm ready to go, you guys. I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to eat. And then let's eat a little bit, and then I'll talk to you. Just kidding, I'm not gonna use a knife and a fork. I've got my little lasagna peas back here. Look at that. Yummy. I'm actually using a new lens today. I hope it turns out. That's a big bite. So cheers to this big bite. Here you guys go. Cheers. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Oh, where are you going? Yummy. My very buttery garlic knots. Attempted garlic knots. Mmm. Oh wait, all right, let me get a little salad action. Oh my goodness. I'm drinking some leftover Snapple. Oh my gosh. Dang it. So I had to let this lasagna cool down, you guys, because had I cut it open and sat down, it would have been a big hot mess. I have been craving lasagna. I've been craving it so much, you guys. Oh, it landed on my cutting board. I don't feel like reaching over there to get it, but sorry guys. I'm gonna eat this big cheesy top. The bread is so soft. Oh my gosh. This is the perfect lasagna dinner. So good. This bread is so soft. But I know that if I eat that bread, this is gonna just fill me up. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it here in a second. If you watch the recipe part, if you guys watch the recipe part, then you know. If you guys watch the recipe part, you guys know I put the tender love and care into this lasagna sauce. More than anything else. Here. Like, I let it sit for like 5 hours. Okay, granted, I mean, it was a mistake that it went 5 hours because I forgot about it for a little bit. And I try to put ricotta in my lasagna, you guys. And the verdict is I still don't like it. I feel like the ricotta ruined my lasagna. Well, it didn't ruin it because this is fire. On another note, you guys, that was delicious. I am getting so full. I didn't say very much because I was actually hungry and I actually ate a lot of my food. Come on, y'all. I did. I ate a lot of it. Come on. It took so long for me to develop that meat sauce, though. I'm in love with it. I can't wait to share the recipe with you guys. But I am so full. I know. Yo, this salad was fire, too. That was a weird bite. I love Caesar salad. I'm gonna pick some of this lasagna. I feel like I should be talking to you guys a little bit more about the flavor. So, I mean, it's lasagna, right? Like, it's not like crazy, but that meat sauce is just fantastic. I still don't like the ricotta in my lasagna. I thought I'd give it a try because I had some stuffed shells not too long ago and I really liked the ricotta in it, but I don't like the ricotta in the lasagna. I think that it could do without. So next time I will probably do a bechamel, just like a thin layer of bechamel, because I also don't think you need a lot of bechamel. And if you don't know what bechamel is, it's basically like a cheese sauce. It's like a white cheese sauce. So I will probably try that next time, but this was so good. I know I made a mess. It looks crazy. This meat sauce was amazing. The lasagna is literally cooked perfect. Like the from scratch lasagna, you guys, you have to try it. You have to try making your lasagna from scratch. I promise you, you will not regret it. I know I do it in a mixer. I'm going to try to do it by hand next time. I just really like doing it in the mixer because that's just what I'm comfortable with. But yeah, you guys, that was delicious. It was perfect. It was perfectly cheesy. You guys will see that, but I had to let it cool down, so I'm not getting very much of a cheese pool. This is a very heavy thing to eat, so I'm not gonna be able to eat a lot, but that was delicious. I hope you guys watched the recipe part. It was so good. And I thought I'd do, like, you know, more of a chilled out recipe today because the last thing I did was McDonald's. And oh my gosh, I gotta show you guys something. I'm going to be making a deep dish again, round 2. I'm gonna be making deep dish, and look, you guys, look at this. Look at how big. I can't even check because I'll literally smash the food. Look how big this is. I got the wrong size pan for deep dish. So this is gonna be a massive deep dish pizza that I will be doing for you guys. I don't normally tell you what I'm gonna be doing next, but I thought I'd show you guys because I just got this before I turned on the camera, and I was like, that's the wrong size. But we are gonna make it work because we just got to. So stay tuned for a deep dish pizza next, and it'll be either a fail or a W. Thank you guys so much if you guys are still here. If you are still here, is there a pasta emoji? I'm pretty sure I ask that all the time when I say, is there a pasta emoji? There's spaghetti. Yeah, there's spaghetti. Leave me some spaghetti emojis if you guys are still here. I freaking love you to death, and I will see you in the next video.